Good day everyone, I'm Kevin Robert Pinheiro, and for today, I'm your tour guide, and let's explore the historical landmark in the Philippines. First is Manila Intramuros, or World City. Manila Intramuros, or World City, is one of the most oldest districts of Manila, built in the south bank of the Pasig River around 1571. It was built by the Spaniards, more especially by Miguel Lopez de Legazpi, and is bound on all sides by moats and thick, high walls and some over 6 meters high. Intramuros, Manila were located south of the Pasig River and east of Manila Bay. The walled city of Intramuros in Manila City was built by the Spaniards some 400 years ago as their political and military base in Asia. It is one of the top tourist spots in Manila, the capital of the Philippines. Apart from the 4.5-kilometer wall, from where the name came from, other defensive structures used to surround the city, like moats, cannon, bulwarks, and javelins, not only did it protect Intramuros from man-made disasters, but it's also fended off threats from the Chinese pirates, Dutch forces, and other invaders. Second is Rizal Parks. Rizal Park's history began in 1821 when the Paseo de Luneta was completed just south of the walls of Manila on a marshy patch of land and next to the beach during the Spanish rule. Prior to the park, the marshy land was located to the small town called Nuevo Barrio, New Town or Bagong Bayan in Tagalog. That dates back to 1601. Rizal Park is located at the northern end of Rojas Boulevard in Manila. It is spread out over 6 hectares of open lawns, ornamental gardens, food walks, and wooded areas. It was officially named Rizal Park after the name of Dr. Jose Rizal, our national hero, as an honor and tribute to him. It is also called Luneta Park because the area looks like a crescent. It is situated next to Intramuros, which was the Spanish for that served as a buffer during rebellions. Before the name of the place was Bagumbayan, this was place where Dr. Jose Rizal was executed by the Spanish colonial authorities on September 28, 1901. The United States Philippine Commission approved Act number 243, which was to erect the monument in Luneta to commemorate the memory of Jose Rizal. Philippine patriot writer and poet, the committee formed by the act held an international design competition between 1905 to 1907 and invited sculptors from Europe and the United States to submit entries. Third is Corregidor Island. In Tagalog, Pulo ng Corregidor. Corregidor Island is an island located at the entrance of Manila Bay in southwestern part of Luzon Island in the Philippines. Due to this location, Corregidor has historically been fortified with coastal artillery to defend the entrance of Manila Bay and from Manila from attacks by the enemy warships. Fourth is Calle Crisologo. Calle Crisologo is still unknown to many. Before the name Calle Crisologo Street, it was called Calle Escolta de Vigan, upon the discovery of the town by the Juan de Salcedo in 1572. The street served as the commercial hub in the entire northern Luzon and it was established even before the Galleon Tree. Fifth is Fort Santiago. Fort Santiago was a fortress built in the late 1500s by the Spanish government during the colonization of Manila as a part of Intramuros. It served as a storage for ammunition and converted into a prison cell for activities and the political resistance. Fort Santiago was built in 1593. It is a city built by the Spanish navigator and governor Miguel Lopez de Legazpi for the new establishment city of Manila in the Philippines. The defense fortress is located in Intramuros, the walled of city Manila. The Fort Santiago is one of the most important historical sites in Manila. Several lives were lost in its prison during the Spanish Empire and World War II. Jose Rizal, one of the Philippine national heroes, was imprisoned here before his execution in 1896. Sixth is Malacañang Palace. It is located on the bank of the Pasig River in the Manila suburb of San Miguel. Malacañang Palace was originally built in 1750 by Spanish nobleman Don Luis Rocha as a summer house. In 1825, it was purchased by the Spanish government and it became the summer residence of the Governor General of the Philippines. When the Palacio del Gobernador collapsed in the earthquake of June 1863, the Spanish government decided not to rebuild the Palacio del Gobernador and that from now, the Malacanang Palace will be the official residence of the Gobernador General of the Philippines. When the Philippines came under the control of the United States in 1898, the Malacanang Palace became the residence of the U.S. military governors. And from 1901, of the U.S. civilian governors general, over the years, Malacanang Palace was home to 18 Spanish governors general and 14 American civil governors. 7th is Tirad Pass. Tirad Pass, declared a national shrine, had been the last stand of the Filipino revolutionary force under General Emilio Aguinaldo during the Filipino Revolution of 1896. The Battle of Tirad Pass was led by the youngest Filipino general, Gregorio del Pilar. This battle is referred to as the Philippine Thermopylae. 8 is Binondo, Manila. Binondo, Manila is established in 1594 by Governor and Captain General of the Philippines, Luis Perez Dasmariñas. Binondo was extended as a permanent settlement for Chinese immigrants, particularly those who had converted of Catholicism and intermarried with indigenous Filipinos. It is the oldest Chinatown in the world, established in 1594 by the Spaniards as a settlement near Intramuros but across the Pasig River for Catholic Chinese. It was positioned so that the colonial ruler could keep a close eye on the migrant subjects. It was already a hub of Chinese commerce even before the Spanish colonial period. Binondo is the center of the commerce trade of Manila, where all type business run by a Filipino-Chinese tribe. 9th is Mactan Shrine. It is the improbable site of one of the defining moments in the Philippine history. It was here in April 27, 1521, that Ferdinand Magellan was fatally wounded by the hands of the chief Lapu-Lapu. The event is commemorated at the Mactan Shrine on stone flint bearing the date that Magellan was felled. And last is Tabun Cave in Palawan. The some 200 caves located in the limestone formation are collectively known as the Tamud Caves, after the main cave, called Tabun, so named after a megapod bird that digs nests in the ground. This was the site to first establish the presence of humans in the Philippines during the Pleistocene. Next is Chocolate Hills. Chocolate Hills of Bohol are not only two, but more than 1,268 cone-shaped hills, a very strange geological formation that has baffled a lot of geologists. The hills are spread out over on 50 square kilometers or more, and vary in size from 30 meters to 120 meters in height. What are unique with these limestone chocolate hills that they are only covered in grass, and the cone shape is more or less common to all through diverse in size. The hills look chocolated only during dry season when the grass withers and turns into brown and looks like a giant chocolate pieces. The chocolate hills appear to be seemingly endless with view atop the hill in Carmen Town. The viewing deck there gives you a 360-degree view of the hills as far as the eyes can see. It is more majestic when viewed from the plain, from appearing to be thousands of molehills dotting out from verdant surroundings.